read the little blurb from the back, and you had me at goblins. So
It's funny too because there's goblins, but not your typical goblins, and so I'm kind of poking fun at goblins and turning them into more than just your regular goblins throughout the book. And some of the reviews have picked up on how much they like the goblins, which was not something I was expecting in this book. I mean, I loved how that all turned out with a lot of humor. But yeah, some people love them, and I'm doing something slightly different here with them. It's right between the Rocky Mountains and the Caribou Mountains. And I was writing horror that weekend, and I had this vision in my head of a thief just running up a snowy mountainside and disappearing into a cave and looking over his shoulder before he did. And it just stuck in my head what that image was. And for a couple of years, I tried to write it. I tried to figure out what it was. What was he after? What was he fleeing? And then eventually he became Wincott, which was this a past his prime thief who's been thrown out of all the local towns because nobody can put up with him anymore. And he finds himself down in this wintry valley, and he escapes a band of goblins that he tried to rob unsuccessfully into this abandoned city called Roan. And there he runs into his estranged son, Sish, and the two of them don't like one another. And it's evident right from the get-go, but they're kind of stuck. It's young adult, and it definitely leans into unpacking that relationship between father and son. And ultimately, why it landed in that category was because it is a coming of age story about it in many ways about this young thief who's coming to terms with his relationship as with his father, his relationship with other people as he enters adulthood. But make no mistake about it, there's a number of four-letter words in there and questionable morals and questionable situations. And I would say the themes in this one fit fully into that young adult category around sort of your moral code and questioning, some of the decisions you make, your relationship with your parents, found family, and, ultimately where you land and coming out on, yeah, you might be a thief and you might not, like yourself, but maybe actually that's not who you are. And you're going to find this out as you go through, an adventure where life and death matters. And I think that is very much reflective of the transition from being a young adult to being an adult, if anybody's paying attention anyway.